How a bill becomes a law in Canada, step by step. Laws help keep Canada safe and organized, but where do they come from? Every law starts as an idea, and before it can become official, it has to go through a long process in the federal government. In this video, we'll follow a bill step by step through the process of becoming a law in Canada. To make it easier to understand, we'll use an example of a new bill, the Clean Parks Act, a law that would ban littering in all national parks. Brought to you by Super Simple Sheets. From coast to coast, worksheets that work. Discover the full range of what we offer at supersimplesheets.com. Step 1. An idea is born. The process starts with an idea. Anyone can have an idea for a new law, including citizens, businesses, or government officials. But for an idea to move forward, it must be brought to the House of Commons by a Member of Parliament, or MP. MPs represent different areas, called ridings, and they bring forward bills to help improve Canada. In our example, an MP from British Columbia notices a growing problem with garbage in national parks and wants to introduce a law that bans littering in all parks across Canada. Step 2. The bill is introduced. Once an MP decides to introduce a bill, they write it down in a formal document. The bill must clearly explain what the new law will do and why it is needed. The MP then presents the bill in the House of Commons. This is called the first reading. At this stage, MPs do not debate or vote on the bill yet. They simply listen to what it is about. In our example, the MP introduces the Clean Parks Act, explaining that it will ban littering in national parks and introduce fines for those who do not follow the rule. Step 3. Debate and changes. After the first reading, the bill moves to the second reading, where MPs debate whether it is a good idea. Some MPs might support it, while others might have concerns or suggestions. If a majority of MPs vote yes, the bill moves to the committee stage, where a small group of MPs carefully studies it. The committee may suggest changes to improve the bill. For example, some MPs might say that the fines should be lower, or that there should be a plan to increase recycling bins in national parks. If the committee makes changes, the bill goes back to the House of Commons for a third reading, where MPs vote on the final version. If the majority vote yes, the bill moves on to the Senate. Step 4. The Senate reviews the bill. The Senate is the second chamber of Canada's Parliament. Senators are appointed by the Prime Minister, and their job is to carefully review new laws. The bill goes through the same process in the Senate as it did in the House of Commons. It has a first reading, a second reading with debates, a committee stage for possible changes, and a third reading for a final vote. If the Senate approves the bill without any changes, it moves to the next step. If the Senate wants changes, the bill goes back to the House of Commons for further debate. In our example, the Senate suggests that the Clean Parks Act should include an educational campaign about littering before fines begin. Step 5. Final approval by the Governor General. After passing through the House of Commons and the Senate, the bill needs one final approval before it becomes a law. The Governor General, who represents the King in Canada, gives Royal Assent. This is a formal step that makes the bill official. The Governor General does not decide whether a bill is good or bad. They simply sign it into law. Once this happens, the Clean Parks Act is now a real law that applies to all national parks in Canada. Step 6. The law is enforced. Now that the law is official, it must be put into action. The government makes sure that signs are placed in parks, park rangers are trained to enforce the new rules, and fines are introduced for people who litter. If someone throws garbage on the ground in a national park, they could now receive a fine under the Clean Parks Act. How it all works together. The process of making a law in Canada takes time, but it is important to make sure that new laws are fair and well thought out. The idea starts with an MP, is introduced in the House of Commons, goes through debate and changes, moves to the Senate for review, gets final approval from the Governor General, and is then put into action. This system ensures that new laws go through multiple steps before they affect the people of Canada. Now that you know how laws are made, what new law would you propose to help improve Canada? Thanks for watching. Simplify your teaching journey with Super Simple Sheets. Across Canada, we're known for our ready-to-use, curriculum-aligned worksheets. Dive into our educational solutions at supersimplesheets.com. Super Simple Sheets. From coast to coast, worksheets that work.